Just a disclaimer before I start this video, I do know that my neck is darker than the rest of my body. It's been like that since I was a kid. Eventually, I will show y'all some pictures of my childhood memories and things, but I've learned to embrace it and not hide it because there's somebody who looks like me, okay? Hey y'all, Ariel here. Welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, the face is beat, honey. The face is eating. The face is sitting. Period. I wouldn't have it any other way. So if you guys want to see how I achieve my signature baby doll full glam beats, long lasting, and I'm not calling it sweat proof, okay? Let's get into this video. Brows are done, but not quite. I'm actually gonna lift them up a little bit more because I like for my brows to be very sculpted when they're not groomed, because it looks okay now, but I just want to lift it up a smidget more. You do not have to do this if you don't want to. Don't start with me. Y'all already know how this goes. Y'all know I am extra. I just love a beat face. To each his own, okay? So I'm going to take my Maybelline. This is the Super Stay Activewear Concealer. This is the shade 27. And I'm going to put it on my brow bone area. Now I will say I don't like this concealer by itself, like under my eyes, but it works magic under my brows and I'm here for it. I don't always do this, but today I am, because again, I want that lifted snatch type of brow, and this does dry really quick, so you want to make sure that you're laying it down super quick because it is matte. Anytime you're using a matte concealer, you kind of want to work fast. And then I'm just gonna tap it out. This is my M173 brush from Morphe. I know this is my favorite brush. And boom. It just gives that extra little lift, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna do away with the brows and the eyes for right now, but I'm gonna go in and start to skin prep. Y'all know skin prep is the most important part of doing your makeup. So I'm gonna take my Clinique. This is the Moisture Surge. This stuff right here, go get it. I don't even have to explain it, like just go get it, okay? Go get it. Go get it. When I tell y'all this stuff is so good, it's so good. This feels so good on my skin, y'all. Like, oh my goodness, like y'all did y'all big one, Clinique. Y'all did y'all big one with it. So I am very extra when it comes down to my skin prep products because the face has to sit, okay? I do not want any separation or nothing, so we're gonna layer, okay? So next I'm gonna take, this is the Freezie, the Face Freezie from NYX. This stuff right here is really good as well, and just trust the process, y'all. Just trust my process. When I tell y'all it's a science to my madness, just know it's a science to my madness. Like, the face is gonna sit, the face is gonna eat, and you just gonna be that girl. You already that girl, but like, your face is gonna sit so pretty and so flawlessly, and it's gonna last. I'm gonna take my Milk Hydro Grip Primer and I'm gonna put it on the perimeter of my face, okay? Trust my process. So I'm putting it along my jawline, my chin, and I'm gonna put a little on my forehead, Y'all know how I feel about makeup on the forehead. I feel like that's why my install lasted the way it did, because I didn't necessarily put makeup all the way up here. I probably put a little foundation right here and that was it. But to each his own. I just feel like you really don't have to put foundation on your forehead. That's just my little theory. So I'm putting that Milk Hydro Grip all right here basically. I'm leaving this little space. To fill the space, I'm going to take my SmashBox. This is the Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. And put it right here along my Cupid's bow area and my smile lines. This is going to give that smooth and blurry. Like literally, this stuff really does what it says it does. And I'm also going to put it on my nose as well. And a little bit right here. So the T-zone area really. Right here, my nose, and then right here under my eyes. And then right here. Making sure to really buff that into my skin. And if you did it correctly, you'll see the separation between the Milk Hydro Grip and that SmashBox. You want your under eye and your problematic areas to be nice and blurred away. Just a pro tip, wherever you're oily, you want to put a mattifying product there. Wherever you're dry, you want to put a hydrating product there, okay? So I feel like I'm in between, so that's why I just like to layer all of my products. I'm gonna allow those products to just mingle with each other. I'll be back in like maybe 2-3 minutes. Your face should feel nice and tingly right now. It should be very much so moisturized and everything like that. So now for the next step, you can either go in with your concealer first or your foundation first, but for the sake of this video, I'm going in with my foundation first. So for foundation, I'm going to take my Too Faced Born This Way. This is the shade Spiced Rum. This is the medium to full coverage, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the medium to full coverage foundation. We're going to make sure to shake it up to make sure all of the formula is nice and blended. And I'm going to do a little zoom, okay? Just like that. And then now I'm going to take my finger and go ahead and kind of disperse the product out. With me doing this, it's basically going to disperse it in the areas where I want it to lay. Even though it's not all the way blended, of course, I still want to make sure that I have the foundation, my aces are in the right places, basically. Be sure to keep some makeup wipes as well, because it gets messy and you don't want to just, yeah, clean as you go. I look so crazy on camera, y'all. I promise y'all, my face is not this orange. I don't know if it's my lighting or what, but trust the process, okay? Don't be in the comments now, like, don't start with me. Just kidding. So now that we have the foundation kind of like laid out where we want it to settle, I'm gonna take this Makeup Revolution. This is a spray mist, and we're gonna put this all over the face. The first few times I used this product, I used it after I did my face, and I felt like it was making my face a little oily, but I did not change my routine or nothing. Only thing I changed was my setting spray, and it was this, and I just felt like my makeup was not lasting. It still looked pretty, don't get me wrong, but it did not last the way I'm used to it lasting. So I was like, let me spray my face after I place my foundation down to make sure that my foundation at least stays matte, and I feel like it did help. I've been doing this at least 6 times now in the face. It sits. I feel like all of my good brushes are dirty. I don't like that. I'm gonna take the Instapop face brush from Real Techniques, and we're gonna go ahead and start at the jawline on each side. Tap, 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 pat, 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 swiper, no swiping. I do not like how the camera is making me look really, really orange, and that is so not the case. But anyways, we're gonna tap, 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 pat, 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 swiper, no swiping, and blend this out. And I don't know, I really do feel like that spray allows the foundation to mattify, because it's not necessarily a matte foundation, but it's not necessarily a dewy foundation. So the same rules apply for this step. You want to make sure that you're allowing the foundation and that setting spray, as well as our skin prep products, to kind of mix and mingle and just get acquainted with each other, okay? I'll be right back in about 2 minutes. In the meantime, between time, we're gonna work smarter, not harder. I'm gonna go back in and kind of spruce up my lid, because I'm not adding any shadows, but I still want to make sure that the creasing is non-existent. And I'm gonna go in and use my brush again, and we're gonna flatten out that concealer. I do not want my concealer to just be separated. We want everything to be a smooth canvas. A flat, smooth foundation is the key, okay? So we're gonna tap, 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 pat, 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 swipe or no swiping. And again, this is gonna be kind of like a basic dramatic deep. So I'm gonna take my Maybelline pressed powder. This is the shade 332. I'm also taking my Morphe M503 brush, and I'm just gonna pretend as if this pressed powder is an eyeshadow, and it's gonna really lock this concealer in place. Whenever you're using a cream, you gotta do what? Lock it in place with the powder, and you'll slowly but surely see that that concealer is being locked, okay? You do not want to leave it like this. You want it like this. Now typically I like to go in with a loose powder as well, but I'm gonna wait to do that. I just want to make sure that I'm stopping the process of my concealer's creasing. If you did these steps correctly, you'll still feel a little tingling sensation. Like you'll start to feel the products kind of working together. Like they're having a little party right now on my face. Like I can literally feel it. It's not going to be a hurting sensation, a painful sensation or nothing. You're just going to feel that little ting from the NYX. You're just gonna feel the little party going on, okay? I'm so corny. Just a reminder, you do not have to use all the products that I am using. You can use whatever works for you. But if you've been following me from day one, I do not like to change my products that much, y'all. Like, if it's not broken, I'm not fixing it. I will change my technique more than I'll change a product. I just feel like you do not have to go out and buy tons and tons and tons of different like foundations. Like I say, have a solid maybe 4 brands per step. So maybe 4 different setting powders, 4 different foundations, so on and so forth. You get what I'm saying? But you do not have to have every launch of a foundation, every brand of a foundation. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like you don't have to go out and just have a boatload of stuff. You want to make sure that you're choosing products that you actually like, not because it's overhyped, not because you see everybody using it, because there are certain products that are very much so overhyped to me, and a lot of people like it and I don't like it. Vice versa. If you see me using NYX, or you see me using Urban Decay, or you see me using Too Faced or NARS, like I like these products. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna like them. So you have to kind of find your own little rhythm and things like that when it comes down to makeup. But one of the things I would always tell a beginner, or anybody in general, do not go out and try to break the bank because you want to stay true to a trend, okay? Don't do that. Even drugstore is becoming very expensive, y'all. By the time you buy a drugstore product now, these pressed powders used to be like maybe $4, $5. They're like $15 at Ulta, if I'm not mistaken, like $10, $12. And I'm like, by the time you do that, you might as well just add another $12, another $20 and get the high-end makeup. You get what I'm saying? Foundations and stuff are like $20 for a drugstore. By the time you do that, just add $20 more, $25, $30 more and get the high-end product. You know what I'm saying? But again, to each his own. Do what works best for you, and it's all in your technique, not necessarily the products that you're using. The next step is concealer. Y'all know concealer is my favorite part. I love concealer. I want to be a concealer. She gets me right, she gets me tight, she gets me snatched. For concealer, I'm going to take my Too Faced concealers. I have Warm Sand, which is the darker one, and I also have Warm Beige. So I'm going to put Warm Sand on first because it is the darker shade. And I know a lot of people like to do the little dots and stuff. Baby, this is what I do right here. Okay. If I'm gonna wear my makeup, I'm gonna wear my makeup. And it's gonna give good quality every single time. And keep in mind, y'all, I don't use a lot of product. I have a lot of steps. There's a difference. Now, when it comes down to powder, I use a lot of powder, okay? But in actuality, I really don't use a lot of products. It's just a simple fact. Like, I feel like when you take care of your skin and when your technique is just flawless, the proof is in the pudding. So it's gonna give the illusion as if I'm using a bunch of products when really I'm not. So now I'm gonna take a damp sponge. This is from my website, AriWinkle, because period. And I'm gonna go in and start blending out the edges first. Tap, 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 pat, 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 swiper, no swiping. Taking my mirror to make sure that I can really see what I'm doing. So I'm going in with warm beige. And she's very, very bright. So I'm just going to use a little bit of her. Look at how bright that is. Super bright. So I'm going to go in. I'm not adding a bunch of product. I'm just spreading the concealer out. There's a difference. Now, it'd be different if I kept going in and out of the tube. I'm just literally using whatever is on the back end of this. And I'm just literally, just smoothing everything out. I'm going back into a little more of the warm sand right underneath. Boom. I just feel like concealer is the star of the show, and can't nobody tell me otherwise. So this time I'm using my paintbrush. This is a Moderna paintbrush. I should have used this the first time actually, but hey. Blending the darker concealer out first. Whatever is left on this brush, I'm gonna put it on my chin and along my cupid's bow area. I'm gonna take a dry sponge and really blend this out. And now I'm starting to see that the concealer isn't transparent anymore. It's more so like, okay, yeah, I can see that this is warm sand on my face. The concealer is more vibrant. And whatever is left on my brush, we're just going to use it as our eraser. I want everything to be nicely blended right here. And right here. And right here. I didn't touch this concealer yet because I still want it to settle. That way whenever I go to blend it out, it's not moving all the way right here and just ruining the color of warm sand. I want warm sand to be warm sand, but I want warm beige to be warm beige. Tap, 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 pat, 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 swipe for no swiping. You can do your yes motions. It's going to help you blend a little bit more. Try to make sure that you don't blend it all the way down. You want that separation and that gradient effect. You can drag it out as well just to kind of lift your eye up a little bit more, but don't bring it all the way down. And now I'm gonna pinch it and boom, bang, pinch, yes motions, and boom. So this is what we're working with right now. Don't be afraid if the concealer kind of gets up here, because we are still going to have to go in and blend some more and add some more powders. So whatever is left on this sponge, I'm literally going to just tap the pointy part along my nose, the bridge of my nose, just like that. And I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to bother it. We're just going to let her be. This is a Morphe M573 brush, and we're going to blend. I used this yesterday to blend this little area out. And I'm going to do the same thing today. On this side as well, blend everything out. We do not want any harsh lines, y'all. We don't want anybody to detect where our concealer starts or stops, our foundation stops or starts, our blending stops or start, okay? We want everything to just be just a symphony, literally. I feel like I took away too much concealer right here and right here. So whatever is left on my sponge is what I'm applying now. And boom. I know it looks crazy, but I'm not gonna blend. Trust my process, okay? So now I'm gonna set this concealer. This is the shade 330. And I'm hitting pan, but I like to make sure that I'm using all of my makeup before I start my new batch of products. Like, I buy in bulk, if that makes sense. That way, whenever I'm done with one product, it's like, okay, yeah, let's open the fresh and brand new one. So I'm gonna make sure that I have no creasing. Go ahead and blend that out one more time. Same thing for this side. Blend it out. No creasing is allowed, okay? We do not like creasing. And now I'm gonna take this foundation brush, a flat foundation brush, and go in and press that powder into the concealer. If you do it correctly, you'll literally and instantly see a difference within your under eye. Tap, 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 pat, 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 swiper, no swiping. This is literally the blanket to the concealer. The concealer is cold. We need to cover her up, okay? Because period. And boom, look at the difference. And we're not even done yet, but it's looking really, really good. So I want to make sure I have no creasing. We are good to go. And I want to start off where that fold is, where your crease area is. You want to make sure that you're locking that in place. Boom, just like that. Now I'm going to go in with some more powder and really press this same powder onto the lid as well. The goal is to use a good bit of powder, y'all. You don't want to make yourself look ashy or casket sharp, but you do want to make sure that you have a decent amount of powder, because throughout the day your natural oils are going to seep through and it has something to hug onto, versus if you use a little bit of powder, your natural oils are going to allow that foundation, that concealer, all of your hard work is going to start to separate and it's not going to be a good look. So when in doubt, powder. The goal is to put this pressed powder on all our concealed areas, okay? Everything should be locked. It's not fully locked, but it's locked, okay? I'm going to take my Maybelline, this is the shade 360. And these are all matte powders that I'm using, y'all. If you have oily skin, this is your go-to. If you have dry skin, you probably need to mix this one with a more hydrating powder. They do have the pink ones as well. So yeah, just mix and match. Or if you want to just use the pink one by itself, you can. So we got that powder on the brush. This is the same brush that I use for my foundation. But y'all, I already got a lot that I gotta wash, okay? And boom, we're just gonna set the foundation area in place. I like to kind of go over my chin area because I don't want it to be too bold, as well as the Cupid's bow. And then a little bit on the forehead. This brush is a little too big for me to kind of drag on my nose, but I'm gonna try, okay? Just turn it to the side, use the side. And then boom. So far so good. Y'all know this is my girl, honey. This is the Maybelline loose powder in the shade number 35. And I'm also going to take my little puffer. When I tell y'all, this can go toe to toe with my high-end products, okay? If y'all feel like this is too much, just don't do it. Okay, don't do it. Don't start with me. Don't start with me. Just don't do it. I've accepted the fact that I am not a natural makeup girly, and I don't want to be. I really don't want to be. I love the way I do my makeup. I love to beat my face, and to each his own. Like, it's not hurting nobody. This is my face, and I'm gonna beat it accordingly. Okay. I started using this bronzer from Too Faced, y'all. This is the dark chocolate matte powder. Is so pretty, and it smells like chocolate, literally. And I've been putting this along the bridge of my nose just for contouring a little bit, trying to chisel my little face up. Y'all know my face is super round, so we gotta look snatched. And I'm also gonna put it right here. This stuff really smells like chocolate. Just a little bit of this. The Juvia's Place dark bronzer, and I'm using both shades, mainly the darker shade. And we're gonna chisel this face up, honey. Y'all see that? By the way, this is a Morphe M536 brush. Lastly, I'm going to take the Huda Beauty. This is the Kunafa loose powder. And I'm going to kind of bake with this. I'm not even using my Laura Mercier today, y'all. But I just feel like this gives me more of a golden tone. Versus the Laura, it doesn't really have any melanin to it, if that makes sense. Don't get me wrong now. I just feel like this one has more of like that yellow hue, that warmth that I'm looking for. This one definitely has it. I ended up getting an email from Huda Beauty, and they invited me to a new launch, and I could not go to it, y'all. Like, it was no way possible that I would be able to travel that fast. That's why it sucks sometimes to live in the country. Like, I live in South Carolina, y'all. There's nothing here, literally. And I've been contemplating and like really thinking about moving, literally moving somewhere where I'll be able to like actually go to different meetings with certain brands that I work with, get better PR, better scenery, better activities to do. Like, it's literally nothing here at all. I feel like if I was to move, there will be so much more opportunities for me versus just, you know, receiving PR from time to time, or like a certain campaign from time to time. I want to actually explore these events and like meet my fellow beauty influencers. Like, I would love that. Or even if I was to just stay here and travel, like, I wouldn't mind. But I just feel like there's so much more out there. I don't have no kids. I don't have anything stopping me. So that has been like weighing on me heavy a little bit. Like, I feel like change isn't always a bad thing. What I want to take, I'm going to take my AriWinkle, the Fruity Cutie palette, okay? And I'm going to take Peach Fuzz from out of my palette, y'all. It's this kind of like pinkish orange color right here. I'm going to take her. And we're going to use her as a blush today. And I'm also taking my sculpting brush from Real Techniques. I love this brush so much. And we're going to put it right here. It's currently 1:32. So I actually finished before I thought I would. I'm not quite done yet, but for the most part. So now I'm going to take my Caviar liner from Believe Beauty. Y'all know this is my girl, honey. I feel like whenever I do my powders and then do my liner, it comes out a whole lot easier, a whole lot better versus whenever my face is completely done. Or if you want to do your liner before you even do your face, it comes out looking really polished and just well knit together. I am gonna go ahead and line my lips. I'm using Trendsetter from Morphe. And I really wish they would bring this back. Like, I don't know why they took it away, but like, bring it back. I like to really over exaggerate my lips sometimes. I don't make them bigger, I just make sure that my liner is drawn a certain way. Taking some brown mascara from Essence, and I'm gonna put this on my bottom lashes. And my baby doll look would not be complete without a wing, so I'm definitely doing my wing today. I'm taking my Sephora wing liner, the best, like hands down the best. And for my top lashes, I'm going to take my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and put this on the top lash. For lashes, I'm going to take my AriWinkle lashes in the style Vivacious. So while that's getting tacky, I'm going to clean up the rest of my stuff and I'll be right back. So now I'm going to put some highlight on. This is the Ofra in the shade Lotus Blossom. Put it right here on the tip of my nose. And for my lips, I'm going to take the lip bar. This is the gloss in the shade Ringleader. I'm going to put this all along the lip. And I'm also going to take my Juvia's Place Concealer in the shade number 14 and put this in the center. And then I'm going to top it off with some clear gloss from Essence. I love me a good lip combo, y'all. Like, so pretty. I'm going to take that brush that I use for my bronzer and slowly but surely dust away the extra powder. Now I'm gonna take Fenty. This is Coconutty, and I'm literally gonna blend a little bit more right here, just a little bit. I feel like this is my actual complexion shade, so it's not gonna really do anything, but I just want to make sure that it's blended, honey. Just like that. The face is eating, okay? Stop playing with me. So I feel like my baby doll look is not complete unless I put my little white spotlight. It just opens the face up, opens the eyes, just draw everybody in, because like, I'm that girl. So we're going back into the palette, and I'm going to take Pina Colada, this white shade, and Pina Colada, the white shade, and we're going to put it on the tear duct area, okay? I like to do this with all colors. Like, whenever I'm wearing a specific color, I'll go in and do like the little spotlight, because like, it makes the look complete to me. It just gives baby doll. And putting it right here. And you really don't even have to do too much, like just a little bit, just to open that space up a bit. And if you're fancy, you can even add a little rhinestone, a little diamond. but I think I'm gonna just leave it like this today. And I'll do that in another tutorial later with maybe like a purple or a green or a blue. That'll be so pretty. Okay, y'all, so all there's left to do is apply the lashes. And I like to make sure to kind of like stretch them out so that the lashes can be very fluffy. I don't know, I just feel like lashes really do shape your face. It forms the look, it completes the look. Like, I'm not giving Bratz doll right now. Stop playing with me. Okay, y'all, so to seal everything and make sure everything is sitting for real, I'm gonna take my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. This is the OG. Y'all, your face, it's gonna hit. And we're gonna allow that to sit, okay? Do not touch it, no nothing, don't smile. Just let it work its wonders and you're gonna be good. Just a pro tip, say you're sweating, right? It is hot, it's summertime and everything like that. Do not touch your face. If you did your steps correctly, if you washed your face, if you allowed your skin prep to rest, you did your foundation, you sprayed your foundation with the setting spray, you allowed that to rest, if you allowed every step to do what it was supposed to do, and if you allowed yourself to use a decent amount of powders, you should not have a problem with your face separating or breaking up. We are human. There's nothing we can do to actually give sweat proof. Do not believe the hype. That's a huge lie. It's a marketing tactic, okay? But you can also make sure that even though it's not sweat proof, it's not gonna move. If nobody taught you, Ariel taught you. And if you learned something from this video, comment down below an orange heart so I can see that you guys made it to the end of this video. You enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, share it to your friends. Just because it's hot don't mean that you can't put a face on, okay? Because period. Before I close out, I want to be even more extra, so I'm going to take some more highlighter. This is Beam the Haters, because what? Yeah, my type of vibe. And I'm gonna put a little bit right here on my cheeks, just a little bit. Boom. Blend that out. Blend that out. And we are good to go, honey. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Yeah. All right, you guys, so this is the completed look. I feel so pretty right now. Doll baby. Face eats down every single time, and it lasts throughout the day, and it's hot. Yeah, let me go get dressed, get myself prepared to go out, you guys, and I will see y'all in my next tutorial. Bye, y'all.